Hello, everyone, and welcome to session 112 of Pokerole. We are getting up there, you could say. We took a week off. We were supposed to do this 2 weeks ago, but Tubby was unfortunately unavailable due to work because his work schedule is chaotic at best, and he really can't guarantee himself days off. Unfortunately, that is the case. This is 2 weeks later, and it is the case again that he cannot be here again for the same reasons. Hopefully, his work can stabilize soon, so his reliability returns. But he's trying his best. He just couldn't make it, so it's not his fault. But we're gonna do a session without him, which bit of a shame, but we can make it work. Of course, before we begin, if you like the video, of course, do think about giving it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that as well. But if you really want to help out, come over to Twitch. We're trying to reach a partner over here, but of course, we need more viewers to do that. We're only at 29 viewers right now. We need to go up, much higher than that. So if you want to come by, whether it's to lurk or to talk, think about doing so. Because it does really help out. It really does make a difference. Every single person does, and I'm not just saying that. And I honestly do love to have you guys. It's nice to talk to people, especially when, new viewers, see what they're doing, see what's up with them. It's always fun. So consider it. Also, we have a pretty cool Discord community if you want to check that out, as well as a Pokerole Discord you can check out from links within that community. I have a Coffee link if you want to help directly monetize my content. I got a merch store if you want to buy some cool merch, and there is Tucker merch, by the way. I'm going to see about doing other merch for the other characters at some point, actually. And I also have a Wake Game Drive thing you could check out as well, which is still getting updates. It was great success, technically over, but it's still getting updates. You can check out cool artwork and stories and stuff on that site. All links are in the description. You can check them out whenever you feel like it. Oh yeah, and also we have a Pokerole Discord. Pokerole Wiki, which is mostly held by Inyo these days. Thank you again, Inyo. Where you can check out recaps and stuff if you want to catch up on episodes faster. So check that out as well. Yeah, there's other stuff too. It's a wiki. Check it out. But with that being said, how's everybody on the table today?
I'm doing great.
Doing well enough.
Chill enough session. Kyrio's here too somewhere.
Hi.
Hello. I admittedly feel like I have a hangover, but I didn't drink anything, so I don't know what's up with that.
Sounds like you might be dehydrated then.
That might be it. I should continue to drink this tea and also the water I have. That actually could be it. I think I may have been not drinking enough liquids lately.
Hydrate.
Because a hangover is just dehydration.
I guess you're right.
It is.
I guess that's maybe why I feel that way.
Interesting.
Yeah, because alcohol doesn't hydrate you. It does the opposite. I do know that. Not that I've had any alcohol, but yeah. There are multiple ways to dehydrate. Sad truth is, I think it's just been a case of I've been busy, so I haven't been drinking as many liquids. I think it's just that simple, honestly. But I think this guy's supposed to be faded, by the way. He kind of woke up again, because table reloads resurrect people. Wait, yeah, there we go. So, last time, we had quite a bit of split group activity with some congregation at the arena. And
Yes, we did.
Ralph and Ryan were going to do things, but that's not going to be happening today exactly. But granted, I think they're probably going to just do their activities later, given the fact that we don't have a player.
Well, that is one thing I wanted to ask. I don't quite remember what Ralph and Ryda were going to do after they left the hospital. If they were going to pursue their lead, or if they were gonna reconvene for the day.
So I did rewatch the last session because I like to remember what we did last, and we essentially ended on them in the hospital, but we didn't discuss what we were going to do after. We sort of just ended on the cliffhanger of, oh, Ralph sees the shaman.
Okay. Right. Because that was the important thing you learned at the hospital after dodging jail, potentially. Okay. Unfortunately, since Ralph is not here, he will kind of have to be cardboard cutout at the moment, which sucks a little bit, but this also means that we are free to have Rida participate in other things and postpone the investigation for now.
That's fine, because I didn't intend to go further with the Whooper storyline following session anyway. I did plan on doing a bit of training before attempting it.
That's totally okay. It makes sense. Also, y'all are still kind of beat up in spite of getting healing, so it makes sense you wouldn't want to go into the proverbial Pyroar Den.
I have something I want to get before I go, but I need to train first.
Oh, right. Right. Crap, I haven't made a card. Wait, no, I think I made the card.
You did make a card. I know, because Charm accidentally spoiled it that one time.
That's right, I did make a card.
How dare you? I knew exactly what I was doing, but I accidentally spoiled it.
No,
I
just
purposefully accidentally spoiled that.
I just haven't made a card for the alternate version of Kyrio's current melt move, which I need to do. But it's fine. Also, I need to download an art program that isn't GIMP, because I tried doing a thing in GIMP and I was so frustrated.
I might be able to advise you something. Just tell me about it later.
Later. Give me like 2 seconds and I'll do the recap.
Okay, I'm gonna share art.
Okay. Last time, a Wobbuffet of pain. After Rida's attempt to scry for Crawdon's location provides little results, Ralph and Rida exit the hotel room in search of the Crawdon they had tagged with Eternatus' mark. I'm just going to mute the stream for now. Otherwise I'm going to hear myself. They soon catch a glimpse of the Crawdon heading down one of the streets. Before pursuing them, Ralph notices a familiar Umbreon walking next to them, seemingly on their break. Ralph engages in a quick conversation with them and quickly wonders how cute Mawile would look in a maid outfit, because of course he would. This is Ralph we're talking about. After Umbreon catches on that they shouldn't be following the two Pokemon, they walk away, and Ralph and Rida continue their search. As the two attempt to head down the street, they are blocked by a quartet of Wobbuffet. After negotiating with them seems to be impossible, the two decide to visit a nearby restaurant for now, so Rida can quickly scry for the locations of Crawdon and Clawitzer, while being able to keep note of what the Wobbuffet quartet are doing. Rida determines that Crawdon appears to be moving further into the city, with one additional Wobbuffet traveling with them, and the Clawitzer seems to be very far away from their current location, seemingly scoping out a popular building with a blue sign on it. Using this knowledge, Rida plans that they and Ralph could engage the Wobbuffet via force, and then interrogate the Crawdon when they catch up, with no worries of the Clawitzer attacking them. Getting an idea, Ralph boxes a remaining slice of pizza before they leave, and use it to tempt the Wobbuffet to leave their station and sate their hunger using the promise of a fake blue Pokemon discount on pizza for the day, allowing them to get through with no combat required. As the two head down the street, they pass by numerous more shops and, while Rida has a bit of difficulty determining which direction to go, they spy a pair of similarly dressed Wobbuffet. The two hide to eavesdrop on the two Wobbuffet, overhearing conversation about a place the bosses always go known as Sandbar Blue. The two presume Sandbar Blue to be the place Ryda saw the Cloitzer scoping out via their earlier scrying, and decide to try to find that place later. The two continue down the street and, as Ryda attempts to scry for Crawdaunt, they eventually are able to get a clear indication of where they are, and pick up their pace to reach them. They catch up and see the Crawdaunt, as well as the Wobbuffet that was accompanying them, debating going through a somewhat tight side street with an unknown parcel. Following Ryda's instructions, Ralph shoves the Crawdaunt into the side street, causing them to get stuck. The Crawdaunt quickly instructs the Wobbuffet to take the parcel and go on without him, and Ryda begins to interrogate them. Ryda's attempts to intimidate the lobster with a butter knife and Ralph's body slams have little effect in unnerving them, but the activation of Ralph's taser serves to shake them somewhat. However, Ralph's use of the taser proves to be too effective and causes them to pass out. Ralph and Ryda check the incapacitated body, obtaining some money, some blue blocks of food, and a business card for Sandbar Blue that, unfortunately, lacks an address. Ryda teleports in front of the Crawdaunt and heavily strikes the back of the Crawdaunt's head in an attempt to get the Crawdaunt out of the way permanently, which catches Ralph extremely off guard. Ralph grabs Ryda when they attempt to do it again to finish them off, telling them to stop. Ryda, however, continues to try to deliver the finishing blow despite Ralph's attempts to convince them that, even if the Crawdaunt is a villain, that this is not the correct decision. Ralph eventually concludes that they need to stun Ryda with the taser, which, unfortunately, results in him being stunned as well due to Ryda's ability being synchronized. As the two stay stuck in place, continuing to argue over Ryda's actions, the two hear a familiar whispering as Eternatus suddenly appears. Commending Ryda for what they were willing to do, but also commending Ralph for pushing Ryda to focus on the more important target, and hoping they will continue to guide them similarly in the future. Oh boy, that's a big run-on sentence. I'm sorry, I do editing for friends sometimes. They advise Ryda to follow Ralph's suggestion to focus on finding the boss before leaving the two stuck paralyzed in the alleyway. Eventually, Ralph and Ryda are found passed out with a Crawdaunt in the alleyway, and are brought to the hospital to be treated. Fortunately, they are not assumed to be the ones that incapacitated the Crawdaunt due to the circumstances they were found in, allowing them to leave and continue their investigation. As they leave, they see the Crawdaunt strapped to a bed to rest, sharing a room with several shaman that Ralph recognizes. Ryda also decides to ask Ralph if they would find themselves willing to do what Ryda was planning to do, if they were to find someone who deserves it. Ralph recalls and tells Ryda of the time when he saw Rise preparing to go and assassinate the Shadow Scavenger's leader, and how he was dead set on going with Rise to aid them in doing so. Fortunately, the conversation over how willing the two are to commit murder is not overheard by the Magnezone, who approaches the two and asks for their statements as to what happened. Ralph gives an explanation that what happened was simply an argument that escalated beyond their initial scope. While Magnezone accepts such an idea, even admitting that, as a pioneer, Ralph would be authorized to use weaponry like a taser, they scold the two for leaving Crawdaunt in such a near-death state, and request that the two offer an explanation as to why they left him in such a state if possible. Ryda says they cannot offer a further explanation other than what has already been provided, so the Magnezone leaves the two be. For now. Meanwhile, Tucker travels with Riley, Lizard, and Liar to the arena. Tucker looks around, not seeing any familiar faces besides me and Xiao and the Champ, before turning to ask Riley why the three had wanted to come to the arena in the first place. Riley explains that they wanted to train there again, but the possibility seems less likely due to how crowded the place is. As a result, the group decides to just wander around the arena to take in the sights. Lizard and Riley part ways with Tucker and Liar for now, hoping to find a place where they can get some training in. This leaves Tucker and Liar to head towards the arena designed for aquatic Pokemon. There they find Brooke and Jawson. The latter of whom seems to be coaching some water types. Brooke greets Jawson, who doesn't immediately recognize them due to their evolution, and asks what they're up to. Jawson explains that they'd started doing work at the arena coaching some of the amphibious fighters, much to Brooke's surprise, and causing them to joke about possibly joining in on a lesson or two. It is at this point Tucker approaches the two and greets them. Seeing the Pucciana and the discussion of Team Cheer's time at the arena spurs Jocelyn to remember how news had spread about how the two past champions, Clyde and Jezebel, and their attempts to mess with Team Cheer before, led them to having their champion status revoked, and replacing another run-on sentence, causing them to be replaced with some newer champions that he finds to have much more pleasant personalities. Jocelyn also notices Lyre next to Tucker, and seemingly interested in them, invites them to go get a meal together and check out the new theater in town. Tucker asks Lyre if they would be okay with that, and they indeed seem to be fine with it, though their speaking in a foreign language befuddles Jocelyn a bit. Brooke, recalling their plan to create a move gem, asks if Jocelyn has any knowledge about them. Jocelyn explains that, while he doesn't know anything about them, Deadeye or one of the newer champions could possibly know how to infuse them with a move. Then, after Brooke explains that they intend to use a move gem in a weapon, Jocelyn's curiosity is piqued, and they tell Brooke that they might know a guy. But they'll need to go for a swim later, which Brooke happily agrees to. Brooke and Tucker then decide to spend some time at the arena training their respective moves, Brooke training under Jocelyn's instruction. And that was where we ended.
Very nice.
Chill trading. And Tucker decided to get involved because he generally hasn't joined the random training activities, if you notice. So why not? And I think we agreed that would help Pip the Thunderfang or something.
I would like to chime in and say, so I read one of the comments on the last session, and it made me very happy because someone expressed so much interest in just the character dynamics of Ralph and Rita and how it juxtaposed with like Tucker and Brooke, and how they're like, oh, it's such a compelling story. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. That made me really happy to see.
I hope they don't feel too disappointed that the story can't unfold that can't unfold right today. It'll come back next session, I'm almost certain.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just happy that we have played 100 plus sessions with almost minimal life interruptions to the sessions. Yeah, we've had them here and there, but when you really think of how many we've had, with how long this series has gone, how many years it's gone, it's actually, we've been pretty blessed with a lack of life interruptions, because I played other D&D games, and life interruptions seem like a Murphy's Law when you're doing a tabletop game. Like, somebody just like, oh yeah, it turns out I have to fucking move, and my schedule's now completely different. Like, I feel like that just happens very often. So, we've actually been quite blessed, I feel.
I moved a couple times during this game.
You have. Fortunately, as an independent artist, it hasn't really changed your schedule.
No, not really. I've stayed in the same time zone as well.
That also helps too. You're really overdue for like 90 to happen. I don't know what that quantity means exactly, but no.
It's okay. They'll all happen on the same day, so that's fine.
If it's a cluster, I guess it's fine.
Built up karma all hitting at once. Anyway, Car, would you like to proceed?
I will bug about the did I get a pip? I don't remember if I got a pip.
I believe I was adding stuff for some people discreetly.
Okay. Then I will leave that to your discretion. I just wanted to make sure.
You were training Thunderfang, right?
Yes, and I believe I was allowed to train in this. Okay, I don't mean to be mean or anything. I'm not being mean, but I'm totally double hearing myself, and it's actually hard to hear. It's hard to talk. It's what I hear myself. just to say
I was
that.
leaning in near to the microphone.
Okay. I heard myself loud and clear. That was really resting my brain up.
It's all right. But yes, you were at the point where you could train, and I allowed you to train here because I believe you asked about it and were worried about the water types, and it's like there's a good number of water types who are also electric.
That's true. It's not exactly like zaps would never happen in this arena, so Also, I did want to note that if Brooke is thinking about challenging Deadeye, I wonder if he would be interested. I mean, like, I know that resistance isn't exactly a stat, but I wonder if Brooke would be interested in, like, Tucker fighting him with Thunderfang or something. To, like, kind of build up an understanding of how electricity works.
I don't think Brooke needs another demonstration.
There was Shanks.
After Shanks. Yeah, I don't think Brooke needs another demonstration of how water conducts electricity. Yeah, just give yourself a pip of Thunderfang, because I don't remember if I changed the number or not.
Hooray, memories! Yeah, I don't remember either.
I know I gave Brooke a pip on Ice Gun Lear, I believe it was.
I just realized we're doing a completely different like pip structure for Thunderfang, and I don't remember why.
That was your choice.
Okay.
You're the one who wrote it.
Oh, I'm just silly then. All right, good. We've clarified that then. Oh yeah, I just remembered the other things. Firefang Howl is something I should work on at some point too. Because that was like an attempt at a jury-rigged flamethrower, I believe. Or maybe just a fireball. Phew. Now I'm just picturing my brain. So you know the Charum gas face, that, but Tucker and Mario Super Mario Brothers 1 fireballs coming out with the Super Mario Brothers 1 fireball sound. I don't know why I visualized that in my head.
So, where did people want to pick up? Since I have 2 of you at the arena, and I have 1 of you at a hospital with a Ralph cut out.
Oh, I should ask for Kyrio too. Did Brooke trade anything in particular during the training session that I just got a pip for? Because he probably would get a pip too then. If he did, anyways. Oh, okay. I had a feeling like it's kind of weird. I felt like my bringing up a pips might make Kyrio bring something up. Explains it that the mic stopped working. Card mission game doing. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
What was he trading?
He's been training his ice gun variant.
The Lear ice gun. That one has a lot of pips, so.
Well, would you prefer to start with the Rida side of things or with Brooke and Tucker?
So, if we start with Ryda's side of things, that gives you the option of deciding what happens.
Okay.
Well, seeing that Kyrio may be going through a mic issue at the moment, it might seem more reasonable to start with Ryda.
Okay. In that case, I'd say after Ralph and Ryda essentially regain themselves, done talking with the Magnus Zone, I believe?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. After that, Ralph saw the shaman, didn't bring it up to Ryda. Mm-hmm. I'd say Ryda would probably... Yeah, Ryder would thank Ralph for the assistance and mention how they're gonna go train for a while as they come up with a plan for what they will do to infiltrate Sandbar Blue before heading out towards the beach. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking about what Ralph's response would be, and I feel like Ralph is tired of getting beat up, but also would internally not want to leave Ryda alone after what happened. So Ralph is going to follow, but they are going to be a spectator.
All right.
And give some sort of joking excuse of like, they don't need to train any new moves, but they could certainly use help training some psychic stuff.
Yeah, that sounds about like Ralph. Probably try something along the way.
Stretch his mind instead of his bruised body.
Mm-hmm.
Accurate.
Yes. Alright then. Well, given the amount of time it will take... Oh, I'm sorry, Kyrio. Given the amount of time that Ryda and Ralph have been out and then in the hospital and doing their thing, they would reach the arena, and it's starting to become afternoon, like later in the afternoon, so there may not be a whole lot of training you can do. But Jawson's class, at least the one at the moment, would probably finish up by then.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay if you cannot use my Kyrio.
Hmm. That's unfortunate.
I do agree. If you can get your voice working, that would be best. But if you can't, you can't.
Yeah, no pressure.
Okay, that's fine. Sometimes the best thing to do is just restart the computer.
Mm-hmm. That usually helps most of the time.
Yeah.
But yes, Ryda, as you and Ralph are heading over to the arena, you very briefly encounter a... Oh wait, no, I shouldn't do this with Kyrogun. Never mind. I'll save that for a bit later.
Okay.
Never mind! You notice that the arena itself is actually rather crowded, though at this hour most Pokemon are filtering away from the arena, particularly because there isn't any sort of event going on that's going to be in the afternoon or night.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they may or may not, by city ordinance, not be allowed to have night matches.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That might be more dangerous for some Pokemon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a noise complaint issue.
That's true.
Fair. Especially if there's loud explosions and stuff.
Look, if somebody uses a weather move at night, it could be a problem.
Sunny day, you don't get a night now, no.
No. In fact, I would say something like Sunny Day would probably just result in a very clear moonlight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it'd probably just be a bright moon.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, sunny day plus Umbreon. Umbreon would appreciate that at night.
So, is it against the rules to, like, train outside of the stadium, like, around the beach?
Not necessarily, but you do need to be careful, because if you end up attacking another Pokemon, even by accident, that will get you in trouble. And the beach around here has plenty of people. Or Pokemon, I should say.
Arena it is, then.
Ryda is not aware of this, but also there's the whole sub-town community underwater, too, that you might mess with.
I mean, I don't think anybody but Brooke is super informed about that. Because none of y'all have gone into any buildings near the coast that actually go down there.
Oh, there's some places that just straight up go into the sea, like just a downstairs. There it goes. That actually kind of neat.
Yeah, it's... You know how Goldenrod City just has that whole underground market thing going?
Yeah.
Yeah, effectively that.
I just had like a cute idea. If two Pokemon married and one of them was like a pure like aquatic type, I bet like they'd have a double story house near the beach where like one floor is just, you know, above water and the other one's not. That'd be kind of neat.
Just completely submerged.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Alamola is supposed to be fully aquatic, but shenanigans.
That's okay. I think the games have kind of accepted the idea that fishies can just float over the land if they want to for a bit. I imagine they just have to return to the water
Right.
now and then.
In entering the arena, you of course see similar sight to what the others have already seen. It's relatively crowded, and there's a bit of a line in front of the front desk where a very tired Mian Xiao and a surprisingly hoarse Machamp are filling out forms, getting gladiators registered and dealing with matchups.
Well, Ryda will get in line, waiting for their turn.
Ralph openly wondering why they're waiting in line. They're already known here.
Ryda was not aware of this.
I assume Ralph would start with a story and be like, "Oh yeah, all right. You didn't watch everything. I just sort of assume you watched most of everything." And then from there, just absolutely cutting the line, leading Ryda up to the front, leaning on the desk, just the sort of, sorry, hey, you remember us, right? And the Machamp starts to say something in a hoarse, cracking, just sort of croaking voice, and the Mian Xiao just slaps their, like, sleeve arm over their face. Let me guess. You're... Oh, wait, you're Ralph. They notice the hat immediately. Right. No, we already informed Brooke about this. They're probably out with Jawson in the aquatic arena. Just go. Unless you're here to help with paperwork. Please tell me you're here to help with paperwork.
Ryda in a dry tone. No, I am not.
At least you're not tourists.
What's fun, Ryda? You don't want to get like pips in your accounting skill?
No, they do not.
It's fine. Ryda's done plenty of paperwork in the past. That said,
Humbug.
Sorry, great.
I have to follow up a ball with a humbug.
It's easier with more people who have initiative to go do thing. But yes, you are now free to wander the arena. Not that you weren't, it's just you couldn't initiate matches or anything.
Ryda's gonna look for not necessarily, a person to fight, but just sort of a general area where they can train without getting in trouble or accidentally hurting someone. Probably somewhere a bit more private, if that's available.
Unfortunately, due to the number of Pokemon that have started flooding the arena, there isn't really a private training area. At least not one that doesn't belong to a champion.
Okay, so beat up a champion, steal their private arena, and then trade it. That's easy.
Become champion, live in Seaspray.
Does it also imply that Ryda can't really do like self-training? Like they need to actually train with somebody else, probably, given the lack of.
Ryda, for what they want to do, can do self-training, but it would be better for them to have privacy to do so.
Mm-hmm. What are they training?
They are training
secrets.
They are training a move.
They're training secrets. I see.
Yes.
Yeah, so it works better when trying to practice on their own currently until they can actually pull it off. But once they pull it off, then it can actually be trained against someone.
I see. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything secrets can be best trained alone. That just makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So they don't. It would be better to train in like a private place, but they don't necessarily need it per se. It's not like you're trying to keep it a secret.
You do not have to train in private, but it's easier to concentrate with an amount of privacy and lack of like noise and.
Honestly, it might be better to train when there's lots of loud noise.
I was going to say,
going on.
Wouldn't it be better trained to push yourself and put on that pressure of extra noise and distractions?
Yeah.
I forget what it is, but like, sounds like it's something where you need to like level yourself even in a chaotic environment.
Mm-hmm.
So, some reason Beefy's like secret power. They're trained secret power. It's a secret after all. I forget what secret power even does. I always mix it up with hidden power.
But it is up to you what you decide you want to do. Is Ryda going to be satisfied sharing a training space with others?
If that is what's available, they will take it.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a quote-unquote doom die.
Secret power is the one that depends on environment. That was an interesting one.
Yeah, there's secret power and hidden power, and they both do similar things.
Hidden power is every Pokemon gets a random type move for it. And well, no, I don't think it's completely random, but like it feels random.
The one that deals with environment has, I believe, a different typing and sub-effect, and then the hidden one, then the other one does something else.
Yeah, hidden power is just... I think it might be based on stats or something, but every Pokemon just gets a random type move out of it. So you can end up with some really wild types out of it. Unfortunately, it's weak, so it doesn't really get used. I think it'd be very interesting to get interesting, super effective results, though.
Yep. So, Ryda, unfortunately, you do not have the pleasure of being able to train in the same room as Riley and Lizard. Which saves me
That would be interesting.
But you do manage to get a training area that has space. There are an amount of training dummies and targets in this room, which several Pokemon seem to already be using. But there is space enough for you to be able to train. Ralph, meanwhile, is going to attempt to psychic dumbbells into a target. He's putting his index fingers to his head and concentrating very hard.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah. Reddy's just gonna go find a spot and then just get straight to it. Training, sort of mixing psychic and double team.
Also, a quick update. If you're wondering why Kyrio's not back, he said restarting Windows triggered an OS update, because of course I did.
Okay. This would have been a great time to tell people to, like, stretch and get water and eat, even though it's the start. Alright, I'm going to add a pit for you.
Sweet.
Because you will have enough time to make an amount of progress. And, you know, as Charm was pointing out, it does help to deal with some of the problems that would possibly come up in combat.
Mm-hmm. So, of the Pokemon, I assume there's other Pokemon in the training room. What are the other Pokemon, and what are they doing? At just a glance.
What room did you end up in, anyways? Like, is there anything descriptive about it?
Just nondescript training room because we don't have an actual map of the arena.
Fair.
Yay, Kyrio.
Oh, did he,
Oh, Kyrio, yay!
Good. Assuming, of course, everything's functioning now, hopefully.
Oh.
Aw.
Hmm.
Is it, I'm gonna guess, I mean, double check your Discord settings, because it does like to change randomly, and restarting the computer might do that.
Discord's been weird.
It has, like, it's been legitimately weird for Hydra right now, so... And it's just weird sometimes for me as well, like, it just randomly changes my settings. So, yeah, it's always worth checking it. I think anytime you restart your computer, Discord has a chance of just shuffling your settings. So I do think
I didn't even
restarting was
change my
sensible.
settings. It was just Discord's currently having an issue with connecting people to VC.
Oh yeah, connecting, right. Is he connected right now? Let's see.
Oh, he's muted and deafened.
He is muted and deafened.
Now he is. He wasn't a second ago.
Okay, fair. Let me see. I'm not seeing any connection issues with him. As far as I can tell. You know, I have a thought, actually. Real fast, Kyrio, unless you're in the middle of solving something. Try to do me a voice call in Telegram. This is a bit of a litmus test I'd just like to do real fast. I rarely ever use Telegram's voice call, but I just want to see what happens.
Oh, they're sorting that out. Any more description of who's around?
Alright, try saying words. I'll let you guys talk, but I just had to say that.
So, there are a few Pokemon there. There is a sock that is currently wailing upon a training dummy. A Sudowoodo that is trying to pretend to be a training dummy. And there is also a Marowak that is apparently practicing Moonmerang. Yes, that is the right word. Okay. I needed a second. Being observed by a Charmeleon that sort of seems to be overseeing them, kind of like a coach.
Interesting.
There's also a Rowlet that is like 2 targets down from the Marowak that is trying to use... It's hard to tell if it's Razor Leaf or Magical Leaf or what it is, but they're trying to pretend to be a Decidueye.
Hmm.
They also seem like they are someone's kid that wandered off and is doing their own thing. Because they don't have one of the gladiator bands or anything on them. And they appear to be young, but, you know, Rowlet are small and adorable, so it's hard to tell. Rowlets are balls of feather and fluff.
So they're like they're essentially shooting leaves, but they're not hard enough to like pierce.
Yeah.
Can I have Rida psychic one of the leaves to like shoot really hard at one of the dummy it's firing at?
Okay. You trying to be discreet about that?
Yeah, just sort of glancing over, trying to shoot the leaf at the dummy, making them think it was him.
Okay, give me special contest stealth. Which is actually relatively decent for you.
I need to make Rida more sneaky.
Oh no! Okay. They don't notice, but they start hopping up and down, saying things like, "Yay! I did it! I finally did it!" General, very exuberant child.
After doing that, Rida doesn't make any sort of gesture that distinguishes that they felt anything from that. But then they're gonna go up to the Marowak.
Yay!
Pardon me, but it seems you are trying to learn a move. May I inquire what it is?
Sorry, I'm trying to find the art.
Oh.
Why didn't I just save it?
Alright. Could I have a quick recap who you're talking to? I was troubleshooting a bit.
Alright, so Rida saw a little Rowlet trying to learn a leaf shooty move, and so they discreetly use Psychic on one of the leaves to make the Rowlet think they shot it really hard.
Oh.
And then now they're gonna walk up to Marowak and ask about them learning a move.
Okay.
The Marowak appears to have a bandaged arm, and they're wearing a red coat. They finish their latest throw and end up catching the Bonemerang, which is much bigger than most bone clubs that you would assume Marowak to have. It almost looks like it's partially constructed from a spine or a jaw, given several large, almost fang-like spikes on the end of it. Learning? Nah, this is just practice.
I see. Do you mind giving a demonstration then?
You can't tell if they've raised an eyebrow or not. The Charmeleon unfolds their arms. So you walked all the way over here, but you're blind? They snark.
Not blind, simply curious.
Well, that's up to the champ here. They heft their bone club up onto their shoulder. I ain't shy. And then they take a deeper stance and focus on the target that's across the room from them. And in one mostly fluid motion, they swing their arm and throw their club, and it hurtles through the air, only to fail to reach the target before it comes back. The Marowak makes a face, catching the club as it returns.
Just shy. Good attempt, nonetheless.
Okay. It is okay if Kyrio is off mic then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well. Almost doesn't count in a fight. Was there something I could do for you? They heft the club again, actually turning to look at Ryda this time.
Well, I was curious if you could show me how to throw it with such vigor.
Huh? Yeah, sorry, you lost me here too. What do you mean?
In a sense, I wish to learn how to throw something of that magnitude.
I don't think Curly are capable of learning Boomerang. The Charmeleon is just sort of pondering this with half-squinted eyes.
Then perhaps you can be the first to teach a curly as such.
Should I share the artwork that I completely forgot about until it was finally reminded of me just a minute ago? In my defense, that was literally a month ago.
It was. It took me a while to scroll up and find it. I'm okay with that being shared if Kyrio is okay with that being shared. Because they are the one that made it.
Yeah, I missed like half the beginning scene because I was trying to troubleshoot, and then I realized there was a Charmeleon around, and then I was like, wait, why is this triggering my brain? Like, I was like confused as hell for a minute.
Charm, the equivalent of a dog hearing the word ball or treat.
I may have changed to a Shad. I may have become a Shadox, but Charmeleons are still deeply important to me. Okay, I'll share the art because it is relevant.
Yes, it is relevant, and it's very helpful for the description.
Yes.
Mhm.
Let me just.
Indeed. Certain fans of Kyrio may find them familiar.
Yeah, I forgot to even save the picture, so I was very confused. So I hadn't even bothered to save it
I also
properly.
did not save the picture, like a fool.
Normally, I always say Pokerole art, but to be fair, it was a what if idea at the time, so I wasn't sure if it was. I wasn't sure if this was going to be canon, so that's actually
Yeah,
quite interesting.
that's fair.
And then it was.
Kyrio wasn't fully conscious of the fact they were canon yet. I dropped a very subtle hint last time, I believe, about them being around.
I think it was too subtle for me to notice. I did notice Kyrio originally was like, I have this idea. So it was a good idea, though. Here's these two, and also Kyrio drew this.
I was originally going to have them, like, walk past each other on the street, but you were away.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. So the Marowak moves as if they're going to swing the club at first, and then they bring it so that the end of it is now down against the floor, and they lean on it. And what's in it for us?
That is a good question.
The Charmeleon smirks, back to folding their arms.
I don't have anything. I have rope. I have the crystal. I have 2 crystal lenses. I could give them one of them since I only plan on making a monocle. I think I'll do that. I'll hold out one of the lenses and show that I could offer you this. Looking through it allows you to see footsteps of those who were nearby.
I'm sorry, what? Footsteps? Sorry, you're going to have to repeat.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm gonna lower the music volume just a smidge more for myself.
I'm putting the Crawdad away because he's very big.
That's
Essentially, allows you to see footprints of those who were nearby.
Oh, you're offering the
One of the crystal lenses.
one of the oh.
I don't really have anything else to offer.
Kara did just say that it doesn't have to be material possession. Granted, I don't know if Ryder would ever think of a non-material possession of the situation, but
Yeah, they look at Ryda with this half-lidded deadpan from behind their skull mask. No thanks.
what number is this?
Very well. Is there anything that you would want then?
Not really. They push themselves up, hefting the bone club over their shoulder as they turn back to the target. Come back when you have an actually interesting offer for me. And they throw again, and this time it goes past the target and bounces off the wall before it comes back. Again, they make a face.
What move are they trying to do? Because it seems like they're just playing that game where you throw a ball at a wall and then you hit it back. I don't remember what that
They're trying to do bone meringue.
Oh.
Yeah, they are practicing bone meringue. They want to hit the target, and they've either been falling short or going too far. I'm trying my best.
No, it's quite okay. No, it's not your fault. It's the fact I missed part of the scene and had
No.
I digested it late, so.
I'm responding to Kyrio. I'm trying my best. It is based upon their character.
Ryder, how much shorter are you than a Charmeleon?
I don't know.
I'm trying. I know you are, Kyrio. It's just one of those things like, I'm trying. I'm trying real hard.
I'm really thinking, because I want him to teach me, but I don't know.
Oh, this Marok is shorter, at least in this situation.
I mean, given the art, Marowak is shorter than...
Thank you, Beerus. That's all I needed. I just needed that comparison. Also, what's that? Yeah. They are. Big coach. It's about a... Yeah. That's about what I thought, then. Thank you.
Look, unless you can actually make my champ here an offer, I suggest you go walk off. And that's putting it nicely.
Much as I like them, leave it to a Charbillion to be a dick.
So, yes. I really want this, but I don't know what to give or to offer. I'm really
You may
stumped.
not have anything right now.
Damn it.
And if you can't think of anything now, you can think of something later. Seaspray is not going anywhere.
But this guy might. Probably not, but. Alright. I won't stall. Very well then. I'll be off. Do hope your aim improves next time. And they will walk off.
Marowak growls, swings the bone club. As Ryda goes to leave, you hear the target shattering.
Ryda turns, just slightly. Well done. Seems all you needed was some real motivation. And then they will go back to their little corner.
Spicy indeed. The Charmeleon narrows their eyes. So what, are you spoiling for a fight now?
I crave no such thing.
You're certainly acting like it. Coach, it's fine. Oh, no. If they want to snipe like that, maybe they should go seek help from an Inteleon instead.
I care not for sniping.
One of the Charmeleon's iriges lowers a bit as if they're just starting to come to terms with and realize the kind of person that Ryda is. Oh, you're one of those. Whatever. We're done here, champ. Next time, let's just use Deadeye's room. He's never there anyway. I don't think he'd appreciate that. You're kidding, right? He's been spoiling to fight you since you showed up. I thought that was about type effectiveness. It's always about type effectiveness. They leave.
So the impression I'm getting is the coach is a dick, but the Marowak seems nice enough.
Sad.
He's not.
What?
The coach isn't a bad mon.
I didn't say it was a bad mod. I said he was a dick. There's a difference.
He's not generally, but he is conscientious of his champion's time.
True. I mean, that is a coach thing to do.
And also, absolutely random mon that they have to deal with. Imagine how many random newbie gladiators try to challenge a champion, in spite of the rules to stop them from otherwise.
Oh, yeah. Probably endlessly, so... It's kind of like having a... I was recently watching some videos about Disneyland and the people, that get costumes. They generally have handlers that have basically that same job of just like, alright, we're cutting off people interact with this person now. Because they can't really, they need that handler.
Yeah. And also if they're in a costume that has, a head, they need a handler to help them find where to go.
They don't know, they have tunnel visions, quite literally, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. But, alright then.
What was their arm bandaged, by the way? I may have missed that. Or was that not revealed?
That was not explained.
Okay.
It's not explained. They just happen to have it that way.
Well, good job designing characters that got added to canon, Kyrio. Though it's not hard with your art style.
I love Kyrio's art style.
Yes.
I love Kyrio's art.
Yes. The idea of getting bone meringue now is spicy, especially if I use that with the scythe.
I looked at the art and I saw it was added.
Shut up! I can't help it. It's a Charmeleon.
I'm going to point it out. I'm going to tease you for it.
I wanted to put it there if I didn't accept teasing. There's two things I'm sure about in life. I like Turbulence, I like Kyrio's art. I also know that Kyrio's art plus Turbulence means super like. I mean, he's fit as heck, but he's got the thighs. Don't get me wrong.
He got a rappy build.
That's why I like it too. It's very rappy build. And I actually had some rappy build pictures of my own when I was a Turbulent, and I was quite fond of it. It was kind of an accidental build that showed up, and then I just was like, I like this.
Right. Moving on from my amusement and teasing. At this point, Brooke, Jawson's class is done. So you, Tucker, and Lyre are free to do as you like. But Jawson, of course, will remind you, in their own Jawson way, that they would like to take a swim with you tomorrow to take care of that request you had. Involving the magic gem and the person they may or may not know.
You know, your misnomer earlier when you missaid Jawson's name, I was thinking to myself, if he has a twin brother, he could open Jawson and start some pharmaceutical. Pokemon probably need medicine.
I understand that Tubby is not here to make the jokes.
Somebody has got to do it. Oh, you guys are all so lucky. Last stream I had this horrible pun I was going to share and then I forgot. You guys are so lucky. I already forgot what it was. Oh no. I can't even double share it. I can't share it later either. Oh no, I remember it. Now I can share it next stream. I will do my best to support this group's vocal performances. Well, with Kar's help, of course. I admit, I'm one thing I will just handily admit is that I've always been a little bit shy about voicing Tucker in the game. I'm not shy about voicing Tucker for, like, outside the game, but, like, in the game, I don't know. I'm always performance anxiety over how I do a voice acting for an actual plot.
Oh yeah, I totally understand. There's so many times with Ryder, I'm like stuttering over words, or I'm like, how do I say this?
And meanwhile,
you're
like,
quick, otherwise the plot is gonna keep going.
And Ryder has to be so measured, so like you want to like make sure to say it just right the first time.
Like, oh, that wasn't monotone enough, but I can't re-say it. Moving on.
Like, you know how Tucker it does actually, like, as part of his character, he does kind of stumble over words and stuff? That just kind of came naturally with the fact that I'm doing that. So it kind of works, though, because he's just kind of a kid, you know, so. Yeah,
with Tucker it works. With someone like Ryder, where they're very precise, it's like, I have one shot. Don't mess it up.
I'm also very heavily a method actor, and honestly, Tucker's almost like a pseudo-personality from now, so, like, if I'm voicing Tucker, I'm being Tucker, meaning my confidence levels drop, because Tucker is not as confident as I am.
Yeah,
which makes the voice acting now harder, but it's actually better, too, at the same time.
That is both thing I really enjoy about Tucker as, like, a character, but also something I'm really fearful of. Because of Ryder, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to hurt the sweet bean.
Oh, you're gonna hurt the sweet bean.
I don't want to, but I know it'll come eventually, and I'm gonna feel so bad.
The good news is that dogs forgive, so I think it'll be okay in the end, but, you know.
Brooke will agree to meet up tomorrow, before heading out with Tucker and Lyre, with a brief stop into the gym to chat with Riley and Lizard. Well, my day's pretty much done. Anything you wanted to do today, Tuck?
Tucker will think for a bit and then express with a slight bit of a weird lisp because he has been using Thunderfang a lot and his mouth is kind of numb at this point. Not really. He, actually, is there anything legitimately Tucker would like to do at this point? I don't think so. He kind of was just kind of free today. He was just wandering around with people because he didn't really have anything in particular to do after doing his duty of handing out the keys, so he'd probably... Wait, was Jocelyn inviting him for a swim that night, or was it the next day?
At a future time when they are available.
Okay. Because if I recall, Jocelyn and Lyre are going to go off for a date that night, if I recall.
Yes.
Yeah. Then Tucker will simply say,
I've been walking around and doing a lot today, though, so maybe just heading back to the room, it sounds nice.
He thinks for a second. Is it dark yet? Is it, like, actually getting dark?
No, it's mid to late afternoon, so the sun is starting to go down, but it's not, like, sunset yet.
Alright, then Tucker will amend those words after thinking for a second. Doing the Tucker emote, probably. And then he will go...
Though, I mean, Shaman probably has to wait till we get the group back together. And everybody's doing their own things, but it would be nice to figure out where Shaman is now.
I think if I recall, Tucker actually did check where Shaman was last time they visited, and that setup is not there anymore, if I recall. Because he was walking around while I think he checked in the process of that. So Tucker is at least aware that Shaman is not where Shaman was last time.
Brooke thinks a moment. Well, I did get directions to a couple hospitals to look for Shaman. I was going to check that out when everyone was around. But I haven't seen R&R in a while.
Tucker ponders. I don't remember. When did he give the key to R&R? And were they together at that time? I think they were. I think they were together, and they didn't seem to be doing anything in particular at that time. That was before they went on their adventure, you see, and would deal with the Mafia. So Tucker would probably just respond with,
They were just wandering around last time I saw them, but I imagine they'd probably go back to the hotel room soon.
But he does respond to the other bit too and go,
Yeah, I mean, there's still some daylight, so maybe we could ask around. We are here for Shaman after all, and, well, I don't think it's a good day to help just yet. I don't even know where Hatterene is right now, probably in the room. They probably need a break too, though, for a bit. It's probably really busy and emotionally draining for them to be here, so... But we can at least find Shaman today. I mean, maybe.
Indeed you could. And yes, the last time that Tucker saw them, they were near Gloamingwood, but that was a while ago, so there's no guarantee they're still there.
Yeah, Tucker's information is hours old at this point, so who knows?
Brooke nods. We can go to the nearest one. Wouldn't be a bad idea to at least see if they're there, or at the other one.
Who was it that got a list of hospitals or got an address to at least a hospital? Was it Brooke or was it somebody else?
It was Brooke.
It was Brooke, okay. Then
yeah, Brooke got the info.
Okay. Tucker...
They got it from me and Xiao, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember the... Yeah, I got a couple, okay. Well, then Tucker will nod and just do his doggo thing and accompany Brooke. Oh, but before they go, Tucker will definitely... did Jocelyn and Lyre leave yet? Are they still in the area?
Lyre is still following you all.
Okay.
Jocelyn has not taken them off for a date yet.
Okay. Well, in that case, I feel like would Brooke be the more logical one to be like, okay, you guys could probably go now, or would it be better if Tucker did it? It's up to Brooke, honestly. Larry can come with us. Okay, just assume Johnson will likely pick him up. Oh wait, that was the arrangement. That was the arrangement. I forgot about that. Okay. I just realized, did anybody ever try to fill in Liar about this whole shaman business?
Liar has been listening. But yes, y'all basically have a few hours to kill.
Okay.
So even if you haven't directly filled in Liar, they are putting bits and pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, even Ryder wasn't completely filled in.
That's true. Well, there was probably maybe I would assume like at the base a roundtable discussion, because we kind of had a roundtable.
Okay, Ryda had a basic explanation given to them.
Yeah, I understand that Shaman's damaged and needed, help because they were like mentally not there, but they don't know like all background stuff.
That is correct.
Counter to that, though, we also don't know what part of Ryda was spying effectively on our group for a while, so we also don't know if they've gleaned some of that information already or not from that. And
it would take way too long for Ryda to basically tell them everything that they've already gone through.
I have a distinct feeling that Ryda wouldn't even really go into detail over what they have spied on exactly.
They did tell you from what point they started spying.
Oh, did they? Were we told that? When was that exactly? What was the point?
I believe it was in an RP or a glimpse or some. I know it was some via text.
Basically after the mirror.
Okay.
Yes.
So that was.
They refer to it as the Scarlet Beacon.
Yes.
I guess that's what got their attention to the whole situation.
Mm.
Yes. Effectively, Ryda has knowledge of most events after the fight with Type.
Ah, that specific event. Yeah, that would make sense why that would cause a unique resonance, I suppose, is the word I'd use. Okay, that was definitely after Shaman, yeah. So they would not be filled in at all in this list we filled it in. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess let's hit up the hospitals in the area. So, but of course, man, this has been a long adventure. It really has. The question is, of course, when they leave the arena, when the trio leave the arena, will they bump into Ryda or Ralph?
That depends. How long is Ryda planning on training?
Well, on the one hand, I'm like, they did just get out of a fight. So maybe not like extremely long, so yeah. I'd just say they probably cut their training shorter than they would want just from being tired.
You have been through a lot.
Yeah,
has been through a lot.
Fighting a mobster and
In
such.
which case, would you like to meet up with them, or do you want
yes,
to not?
I'd say yes.
Alright, in which case, as y'all are leaving the arena, you meet up with Ryda and Ralph. I'm not going to have Ralph relay anything, because Ralph is a cardboard cutout right now. And it amuses me.
Should I literally make like one of those 2D stand TDS things?
We should do that for when
Ralph,
if
when
one
he's
of us
not
aren't
here.
here, just make them a 2D
That kind of makes
model.
sense. It's like a visual indication right off the bat. Like that would actually be. I'll make those later. That's actually not a terrible idea.
Ryda carrying a cutout of Ralph, insisting it's actually Ralph.
Yeah, it's easy. I could just like cut out the characters in their official artwork, make a transparent layer behind them, and just make the stand-up things using that image. Be easy as heck. Just take a little time.
Oh, speak of the Giratina, Brooke says.
Hello there.
And Tucker will turn and go,
Oh, hey, guys. Where you guys been today?
We had a slight adventure, and then ended up training.
Tucker slightly tilts his head at the word adventure.
Well, there is a lot of stuff to do in Seaspray.
He says, kind of missing the point.
Also, Ryder doesn't know about Shaman being in the hospital, so they can't relay that.
Yep. She would like Ryda would have seen the shaman, but doesn't know that they are the shaman.
Just imagine Ralph during all the silences. Also, I apologize if I haven't been adding enough vocal commentary.
No, you're fine.
My head has finally started to clear up. I've been drinking liquids nonstop this entire time, so maybe that helped.
It's okay. And yes,
Yeah.
liquids are good. Kind of same. Sounds like we're about to hit. Well,
It's okay. You can clear your head too, and then say the line.
just straightening up my tongue. Yeah.
If you're a lick-a-tongue, I'd be tied in a knot.
No. I refuse. I hate lick-a-tongue.
Oh, darn. I love them, actually. Well, not love, but I do like them.
We're just about to head out and see if we can find our friend, Brooke says. Well, friend is a loose term. Kind of complicated. Still. Brooke shrugs.
Tucker adds on to that.
Not exactly a friend yet, but maybe later.
He kind of wags his tail.
They did bad things, but I don't think it was completely their fault.
Ryder tilts their head, confused.
Oh, that's right. I never really filled you in.
And Tucker will give a basic explanation from his perspective about how Shaman last time they were in Seaspray, that the Shaman came around and caused a bunch of havoc and hurt people, and it was really bad, and we went after them and went through a really scary place, honestly, when I think about it. That was really corrupted and bad, and it was the shaman's home, and there's a lot of shaman, but that shaman in particular was really upset about what happened to their home and attacked Seaspray over it, and we had to stop them. And then this robot guy showed up, or whatever term Tucker would use, and Tucker's explanation gets more and more confusing, actually, the further it goes on, because the situation got more and more complex as they did that adventure. And Tucker's not the best at explaining. So you get Ryder gets a general idea from Tucker's explanation, but it sounds very, very complicated for the way he put it.
Ryder's head tilts down as you describe it. I see. And then it shoots back up. Very well then. Where are they?
I'm sure Ralph's quips it now and then doesn't help either. Yeah. Tucker tilts his head.
That's the thing. They're definitely still in Seaspray, because, well, they're not well. That's why we have Hatterene along and such, to hopefully kind of get them out of the mental mess they're in. They're probably at a hospital, though, we hear. At least that's what Brooke heard.
I was in a hospital not too long ago.
Tucker looks mildly concerned at that. Yeah, exactly.
Wait, you were in a hospital? Are you hurt?
It was merely an accident with Ralph Hazer. Ended up with us both paralyzed.
It is here that I will say, insert Ralph deflecting and also helping Ryda cover. So, hey, Ryda, since Ralph isn't here, you're the one who has to make the roll. Go ahead and give me a cool contest perform.
I was going to say, the moment Ralph interjects and the moment Ralph is brought up as far as Ralph plus accident, remember, Tucker is completely aware of when he got drunk that last time, so Tucker's going to be paying attention at that point.
This is a
Let's
totally believable truth.
I mean,
Yeah, 4 is good
nothing I
enough.
said was a lie.
4 is good enough, probably.
Y'all can try and contest that with an insight contest.
I mean, heck, let's see. Insight contest. I'll give it a shot.
If you succeed, you can tell there's more than what Ryda's telling you, but they're
Yeah.
not lying.
Sorry. I guess it would also be insight contest perform.
Okay. Insight contest perform. Alright, that would be...
Oh no, so many dice!
Oh, no. Oh. Well, you won. You
It is a
managed
totally
to cover
believable truth.
it.
Let's go!
It seems weird that there would be an accident with Ralph and the taser, because he's usually kind of careful with it, but it's so believable.
Well, Tucker last saw McLomywood, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Tucker just kind of gives Ralph a look and like,
I hope you didn't drink that too much this time.
I don't remember if McLomywood had alcohol, but it's in the beverages area.
It.
Yeah,
Wasn't
okay,
that like the
totally
main alcohol place?
There's a few, but yeah, that is where he got drunk last time.
hmm
So
Yes.
yeah, Tucker thinks he totally knows what happens now. Nap happened now.
Burke blinks a bit. Well, I'm glad I didn't ask him to use it on me when he made it after all. Did you happen to see any shaman in there, Burke asks?
Indeed.
Tucker kind of perks up.
That might be the shaman. I mean, I get the feeling they don't usually live around Seaspray. So if there's one in the hospital, it might be the one.
So Tucker kind of has an introspective look on his face, and then adds to that,
I really hope they cleaned up the pollution on their island now. It wasn't in a great state when we were there.
if I recall correctly, Tucker did make a statement, and I think he did follow that up, though I think it may have been a kind of off-screen scene. Like Shaman attacking Seaspray was very bad, obviously. That was wrong.
Mhm.
But Seaspray polluting their island was also wrong. So I believe this was... I'm pretty sure Tucker made sure that Seaspray was aware of the pollution they were causing. Which hopefully means there was some cleaning efforts. Think about Seaspray, it's a neat place, but the Pokemon are kind of non-carrying big city folks, unfortunately, sometimes. And tourists that also don't care about the natural environment.
Wow, it sounds like we have a destination then, Burke grins. I don't know if that was entirely Seaspray's fault, to be honest. It seemed more like something those jerks on the Dark Star's side did to stir crap up. But I do hope the city got cleaner too.
Tucker nods at that statement.
Yeah. The Shaman Island was not that bad just because of pollution. There's definitely a lot going on there. All the same, Seaspray is close by, so they should try to do better on reducing pollution if that is a problem.
Actually, how clean is the city in general? Like, is there trash just like places, or is it kept pretty well?
It's kept pretty well as far as you are able to tell, but most of the pollution in general is a sort of industry pollution because there are multiple forms of artisanry and craft that go on here. Dyes in particular, while those aren't the hugest industry in Seaspray, are highly toxic.
Yeah. If I recall from history, back when industrialization was first happening, a lot of people just thoughtlessly yeah, just dump that in the water, it's fine. People didn't really think that was a thing or a problem.
But because Pokemon live in the water here, that's not exactly what happens necessarily.
Right, there's more more immediate pushback because some people are like, no, that's not good, don't put that there.
But
we live there.
there is an amount of pollution. It's just not human levels of pollution.
Right, it's not. Yeah, you can't.
Or
we haven't reached the human extreme.
Kind.
Yeah, it's a different. I mean, Pokemon would create different pollution. That's very much the case. But yeah, it's. But yeah, Tucker totally agrees with Brooke, though. I think Tucker thinks that 25% might have been Seaspray's fault, but because again, Shaman did have a motivation to blame Seaspray, which wasn't entirely valid, but was maybe partially valid. But yeah, a lot of that was really messed up, and probably not just caused by Seaspray's negligence. Anyways.
But yeah. So Rita, unfortunately, you don't remember the exact way back to the hospital. So it's going to take y'all a bit to get there. So one of you gets to roll a Doom die, and we'll see how long it takes you to get there.
Hypergoing. There are three Pokemon lines that are pollution. That is true. That is also true.
All right. Yes. Though in recent games, multiple of those Pokemon have become anti-pollution.
Yeah, I think if I recall, there's a situation where Grimers were the reason they were toxic was because they were actually cleaning things, basically collecting the stuff.
Yeah, the Sun and Moon Grimer and Muck are basically cleaner mons, effectively, which altered them a bit, and then Coughing and Wheezing have changed in the Galar region, and now they're fairy typing.
I feel like Trubbish would be the trash man for a city. Personally, I just I feel like he'd handle that stuff. He'd be good.
It takes itself out.
Just yay, more trash friends.
Anyway, so it takes you all about 3.5 hours wandering around looking for this hospital. You know it wasn't far, but you end up sort of methodically going up and down the streets looking for it. And at the very least, trying to find the right street the address is on. It could be worse, but, Brooke got the addresses. But at this point, it is very assuredly late afternoon. But you do manage to find the hospital that Rita and Ralph were being kept at. And currently, it is roped off by the Magnemite.
Roped off?
Yep. There are a bunch of Magnemite, Magneton, and Magnezone sort of hovering around. Well, I say a bunch, but a number of them hovering around at the moment. And it looks like there may or may not be patients who are being moved. Whoa. Is this a crime zone? Brooke mumbles to himself.
Maybe an angry lobster.
I can tell that's out of character.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And meanwhile, everybody Tucker just looks at Ryan like, a what?
No, that was not in character.
Actually, I don't know why I've been moving
Ralph
these
sweating
characters
bullets.
slowly over off here. Let me put them back on the mat where they should be. There we go. Wait, I think I just moved it. I'll just put that over there again. There we go. I forget who that belongs to at this point, but I know it's not a character in the team. So.
Ah.
Oh wait, no, that's the one that was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't stolen. It was given away.
True, technically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tucker will kind of curiously and like he's concerned. That's not a great thing to see. He'll approach one of the Magnemite and just go like,
What happened here?
I was checking a thing for my name. Greetings, citizen. Please stay outside. There is a patient who has become violent within. Please vacate the premises. We have this situation handled.
Handled and is violent as in current tense. Doesn't sound very handled.
You all can hear a crashing from inside and someone yelling.
Tucker
Please
steps
do not
back
be alarmed.
politely, but does not look convinced.
Wait, we're looking for a patient that's staying here, Brooke says. Another Magnemite. Hopefully, it is not the patient that is currently violent. Third Magnemite. Chief Officer Magnazone will be arriving shortly to take care of this. Do not worry. No harm will come to the patient or any faculty staff. I like to imagine this barricade is just a bunch of Magnemite that are just blocking the way.
They're just magnetized to each other to make a line.
Yeah,
Interlinked.
or like they're hovering close together and got little zappies between each other.
That would work. Pretty good deterrent.
It's not a shaman, is it? Burke asked tentatively. There's a few beeps and boops between the Magnemite. A Magneton hovers over. No. All shaman have been evacuated. Words. A priority patient was moved to another hospital in order to maintain their safety first. This may be the shaman you are referring to. The violent patient is a recent acquisition.
We recently acquired this person. Like, acquisition. Interesting. Love the way they talk.
I like to imagine in character Ride is just they understand who the patient is and they're just not expressing anything, but externally I'm like, we gotta go.
Oh yeah, no,
We gotta
Ralph has
go.
got you covered. Ralph is doing the whole sweating bullets thing. He is being super quiet, and he's got that face that like you see on webcomic characters all the time, where when they're like stressed / nervous about something, just the face.
Also, just an FYI, in addition to Magnezone being the big guy, I also had a Magnemite and Magneton because they kind of come in a trio, so.
That's fair.
Yeah, Tucker actually looked really concerned as Brooke was asking his question, too. Hoping that Shaven had not gone violent randomly again.
Yep, Brooke sighs in relief. Well, we're Team Cheer from the Pioneers. if you guys need a hand, I think we're qualified to help out. Brooke starts to say, though, if he's interrupted by someone, that's up to them.
Ryda's going to interject after they say that. Perhaps it is best we leave it to the authorities while we find the location of the shaman.
You're not keeping me here!
The angry burbles intensify. Roll persuasion. Oh.
No.
Roll persuasion. Right, persuasion for you. Oh no! Ryda has to roll persuasion against Brooke.
I'm not going to say you have to roll persuasion against Tucker, because the Magnemites also said to kind of stay out of it, police business, so Tucker would be fairly like, yeah, too many cooks spoil the broth, right? They might get in the way if there's two, if they go in, so Tucker's convinced, but let's see what about Brooke.
Right.
What am I?
No hyper, it's not roll seduction. We're not doing that sort of thing here.
Right. How was Ryda trying to convince them again? I'm sorry.
Just saying how maybe it's best if we just leave it to the authorities and go find shaman.
Okay, that's a smart contest perform then. That's an utterly logical statement.
That's why it works for Tucker, because it's like, yeah, that's fair.
And
Also,
Brooke,
it's
of
more or less
course-
just reinforcing what the police said, so...
Brooke, of course, can do an insight contest perform. And while Ryda has distracted...
Ooh, that's not the
Oh,
best
no.
roll.
And while Ryda has distracted Brooke, hey Tucker, can you give me an insight survival alert?
Sure.
Hmm.
Brooke won that by double, and here's Tucker's that. Okay, well, that was less impressive than I hoped.
So Brooke, clearly something's up. You're not sure what. But given Ryda's whole justice kick lately, it seems weird for them to not want to be a little involved.
That's a good point.
Also, Tucker, you notice that Liar is missing.
Oh.
You look around. You see Liar entering the building.
Oh.
I changed my mind. We're going in.
Prancing.
Just daintily walking forward as they normally do. They have this small little smile on their face, and they're kind of humming to themselves. It's a wonder that they haven't been stopped.
They just kind of sidle around
Liar,
the Magnemites
no.
who are maybe distracted, I guess. When Tucker sees that, he just kind of goes, Liar! And then he just runs after. He doesn't have much thought after that. Just goes in after too.
Ryder reaches out a hand for Tucker, but not grabbing. Just, no, don't.
And of course, the Magnemite stop you. They hover into your way. Please, avoid setting foot on this premises. It is dangerous. The Magneton sort of looks where Tucker is looking, and they jitter and shake in shock. Beep, beep, boop, boop. I can't do beep beep boopy noises right now. I'm sorry.
Tucker as the Magnemite also sees what Tucker's looking at. Tucker goes,
Sorry, but my friend, they're new to here. They might get hurt. And then he's sure he's past. He's just sure he's past the Magnemite.
I mean, they can't really do much. You can just sort of like duck under them.
Yeah, Tucker can weave. They can't even paralyze Tucker, I want to point out.
Citizen, please avoid the premises. It is dangerous. As the Magneton goes to chase after Liar.
It's starting to be quite a debacle.
Back with Brooke and Ryda. Brooke raises a brow. Shaman's not going anywhere. Seems to look they're probably safe. Seems like a lot of fuss in there. Brooke trails off as Tucker brings attention to Liar. Oh, well, it looks like we don't have much of a choice now.
So I just realized it's funny though, because if the police force ever tries to stop Tucker, that'll just make him faster. Like, he's the perfect outlaw. Quick feet is amazing.
Yeah, speaking of that, I'm gonna need a minute.
This is going. This is amazing. For story purposes, it's amazing. For Ryda, it's just oh no.
What's Ralph doing? Out of curiosity, if you could maybe fill in a reaction for him.
Ralph has this huge oh no face going on, and he's considering his best options.
He's weighing the options. That's fair.
just sort of settling. See, officer, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm right here, outside the line, just like you said. Trying to reach into the line to stop people. Just trying to use his psychic powers to drag you back, and it's not working.
Also, you're joking, Beerus, but getting Ralph to taste Tucker's for speed, that could legitimately be a tactic.
Let's see. What is it? Where?
Where?
Car is looking for something.
Oh, it would be in my encounter list. That's why.
Oh, okay. You're.
Oh, no.
I was hoping I was wondering if you were talking about the table. I can usually help you find things on the table.
No. Liar's stats are in an encounter list.
Ah, okay. I wonder what Liar's currently thinking.
Stats.
I mean, I know they're a little not used to like societies and stuff, but like, I feel like this situation was fairly obvious with all the angry sounds inside. But I wonder what Liar's thinking.
We need to put Liar on a leash.
Brooke just brushes past the Magmite. Sure, access denied. Got it.
Put Liar on a leash, have Tucker hold the leash, and then it's like a dog walking a dog. If you've ever seen a video like that, that's adorable, by the way.
And so Liar walks in. Magneton is doing their best to stop them, and they just sort of duck under them at first. And the Magneton gets clocked in the back of their collective head by a chair.
Oh no!
No!
As an angry Crawdon with metal plates over their arms, just roars as much as they can. And Liar uses aromatherapy.
Oh?
Okay. Well, here is Big Boy.
Liar, please don't fail.
Please. Yes.
Well, I mean, no, it's not a fail, actually. It's fine. I was right. Status moves just need at least one.
That's okay, Kyrio. Kyrio needs to be okay, so it's time to stretch.
Okay.
To leave you all into
Yeah, this is a bit of an action moment, so I think just pausing for a second is fine. So,
Gosh, the anxiety of just don't hurt baby, please.
Maybe need to put a bell on Liar.
I have rope. We can put him on a leash.
Just take nice, calming wind chimes off his antlers.
Why would you do that to Liar?
I don't know.
No, not the wind chimes. The rope.
Aw.
I don't want him running off and getting hurt.
I felt like Liar plus antler wind chimes would be something what Liar would enjoy, actually.
We could just wrap it around his waist. It doesn't even have to be around his neck or anything. And just have someone hold the rope at all times. Preferably Ralph, since he's strong enough to just be an anchor.
Using the strats from the latest Pokemon Horizons episode, did they call that a angry Pokemon that? To be fair, that's not the first time the anime has done an episode like that, which I like those episodes. They're usually interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the Moltres, the Glaring Moltres. Okay. That's an interesting choice, actually. Given that isn't Glaring Moltres all about, like, wrath, effectively? So I guess that makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah. A show I really want to see that's recently come out is the new Fiona and Cake, which is sort of like the new Adventure Time in a sense. Like, I really want to see it, but I don't have HBO Max.
Oh.
Beh. Too many streaming services.
Yeah, I know. But like, I was a big Adventure Time fan, and I was just, totally obsessed with it growing up. So seeing this new season, and I've only heard good things, and like, on YouTube thumbnails you see all these crazy things. I'm like, God, I wish I could watch it. I've avoided looking at spoilers, but you can get a glimpse here and there.
Yeah.
But even still, because it's Adventure Time, you can't guess what the plot's gonna be.
Having never watched Adventure Time, I know what you're talking about. Because it's just so notable, honestly, how that show worked.
I also love the fact that the show itself, it grew up with its audience, so like it matured over time and became very existential, which I really enjoyed.
Speaking of shows, I randomly watched an ad the other day. Frasier's coming back? That kind of caught my I used to watch that show, the original. I did kind of like it, actually.
Never heard of it.
Huh. That's fair. It's very old.
Welcome back.
At this point. Yeah, Frasier's coming back,
Okay.
like with actual, I forget the actor's name, but he's back in it and stuff too, so.
Anyway.
Kelsey Grammer, yeah.
So Liar starts using aromatherapy, which seems to calm down the Crawdaunt a bit. Oh, right. They aren't marked anymore. I forgot about that. But yeah. So they calm down a bit. And they've currently got a hospital bed lifted above their head.
Oh no.
Ralph stayed outside because they were cut out. But Ryda rushed in with everybody else.
Tucker was first to rush in because he first reacted to seeing Liar go in.
But yeah. Liar has started humming a soothing tune.
Tucker would be able to immediately pick up on what he's trying to do, right? Because he's like right there.
Yes.
Okay.
It is not hard for Tucker to tell what Liar is trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, though, the Crawdad is holding a bed. So, Tucker will... You know what? He doesn't want to interrupt what Liar's attempting to do, because he kind of agrees with the idea of, like, calming this Pokemon down, but also Liar's in a very dangerous position in front of this Crawdad with the bed. So, Tucker will do the self risk thing of just kind of getting in front of Liar. Not interrupting what Liar's doing, but just getting in that low stance that a dog does when they're like guarding. He's definitely looking at that bed and is basically giving the Crawdad a look, not a growl, but a look of, if you throw that at us, I am attacking you, basically.
You are basically preparing cover an ally.
Yeah, cover an ally is yeah, he's literally doing that. So let's actually roll that. What is that again?
You don't need to roll for
Oh,
this
that's not a roll, actually. No. Okay.
Right. What about Red and Brooke? What are y'all doing?
So when Ryda enters, they're gonna stay out of line of sight of the Crawdaunt.
That's probably fair.
Okay. Hang on. Give me a Dex survival stealth.
This shouldn't be
Oh,
too
boy.
hard. This shouldn't be too hard, considering that, I mean, there's other Pokemon in front of him, probably gaining more of his attention at the moment.
Dex survival stealth.
So let's see how this roll does.
Things are a bit of a mess here in the front lobby, so
Pretty good for only 4 dice.
Yeah, I'd say half of them is always a good roll.
let's bring up his stats. He has a chance.
Please, no. Yes, you oblivious idiot!
He utterly fails.
Oh,
Brooke just
good.
kind of grimaces as he looks around. Talk about an unruly guest. Right. So, Liar is going to slowly move towards the Crawdont. Let's see. How many of these points does he get to use? Half of that.
If Liar confidently moves towards the Crawdont more, then I guess Tucker will kind of stay to his side. Like, he'll allow him to do it, but he's going to stay, like, side and front, basically.
Liar takes one step. The horns start glowing as they continue. The Crawdon is sort of wavering a bit. They are super beat up, by the way, Tucker. You're able to see them up this close. They have been bandaged to hell and back. And, like, they don't look great.
As Tucker sees that, Tucker's going to actually go ahead and... I wonder if this should be a roll. Tucker's going to say, observing the fact that he's injured and stuff, even though he's clearly angry.
Hey, maybe you should calm down. Nobody's trying to attack you here.
Oh boy.
Should this be a roll? I think it should.
Yes. Use a cool contest and let's go with allure because you're trying to convince him to do a thing or make it seem more enticing to do a thing.
Mm-hmm. And he's also trying to work with Liar. Like Tucker is very nervous about Liar getting hurt, but also doesn't want to interrupt the de-escalation Liar is clearly trying to do. So that's a roll of 8. Let's see then.
It is a good roll. Goodness, Tucker's
stats have been going up. So and socially, yeah, like
Tucker is a social butterfly. The
I'll take a
diplomat
3.
of the group.
That's not too bad.
Alright.
Come on, Tucker, you got this.
Nope. Not gonna keep me here. If they start to lift the bed a bit more, I will let Brooke and Rida make a decision before I go back to life.
Rida is going to ready themselves to use Psychic on the bed if he tries to throw it to basically, like, stop it, but won't go any further.
Don't you have hypnosis?
I do, but can I actually use that from where I am?
Yeah?
Oh, I thought there's some, I don't know. Insight contest lore.
Yeah, you're thinking of the fractal shell, which required showing it to people.
Hmm.
Yeah, but hypnosis is an active controlled effect by the actual Pokemon. So not just an item.
that's-
Insight contest allure -4.
So I have 3 dice for that. Nice.
It's not too bad after the -4. Goodness me. You
Yeah.
have to beef up
I
your
mean,
stats
it's
here.
powerful. You just incapacitate someone. Come
You
on.
succeed! Oh! Oh no!
How?
Oh no!
See? I've only pulled it off once, and it was to Puppy.
I mean, to be fair, sleep is powerful.
So here's what Tucker's doing.
I knew I should have just held for the bed.
So
Tucker does not get to act again.
I'm
so-
just saying. I'm just saying that he's maintaining the cover now. I'm just saying that it's like,
Okay.
yeah.
Too bad you forgot to take the half off of the cutout. Yep. Sorry. No rerolls.
It is what it is. The dice have chosen.
Oh, interesting. Grass type Pokemon are just immune to sleep.
Oh,
there-
so
if
what?
there's-
Oh wait, no, they're
No,
not.
wait.
Never mind.
Are you sure? I've read some weird stuff like If it's a spore move, yes. For like,
Yeah,
for,
it's
like,
just
grass types.
in the status rules over here. It says in the effect that grass type Pokemon are just immune.
Okay, they must have been okay. So they took, yeah. So in the actual games, I think they're immune to spore effects. So if it's a non-spore sleep, they can still be slept. But if it's a spore one, they can't. Basically, I think there's another type of Pokemon that is immune to effects of a status element if it comes from something related to them too. I don't remember what
Electric
type it
types
was.
and paralysis.
Yeah, electric types, as long as it's like electric.
Steel types are
yeah.
also immune to poison, unless it's like a Salandit or something that has corrosion.
Well, I'm specifying that
immune
it's
to
not just
poison.
type equals immune to this. This status effect. I'm saying they're immune to the status effect if the move itself is based around their element. So, in other words, grass types are immune to spore moves, for instance. Yeah, that's actually a weird nuance with the main games. It happens on certain type of Pokemons where they can become immune to like certain like categories, not types of moves. It's weird. And then, of course, there are blanket immunities too.
But yeah, like poison and steel are immune to poison. Electric's immune to a paralysis. Fire is immune to burn. Ice type are immune to being frozen solid.
Most statuses are very type. That's true.
Which makes flinch one of the few statuses that isn't resisted or immunityed by most things.
Then you got really weird examples, like for instance, Scald, which is
it's a water move that functions like a fire move.
Yeah.
It burns.
Makes sense. Well, even if hypnosis failed, I guess I can still be ready to catch a bed.
And Tucker is ready to basically push Liar out of the way of the bed and deal with the bed himself. Tucker's probably not aware of what his teammates are doing, by the way. He's very focused frontal.
Mm-hmm.
He may not even be aware of who entered or who didn't.
I imagine Tucker wouldn't be since he went in first.
Yeah.
Hey, pal. No one's keeping you here, Brooke says. But you're injured and need to rest. Don't you think that makes sense? If you don't relax, then you might break something important inside that shell of yours. Ooh. Brooke can also make... you can make a cool contest allure.
Come on, Brooke, you got this.
I'm a little curious. Can Tucker notice this rather severe head injury? That,
Yes.
you know... Okay.
Their head is wrapped.
Okay. That makes sense then.
They basically got a pillow's worth of gauze.
This is a weird sort of like, so from Tucker's point of view, he might be like mentally a little messed up right now, considering the head injury too. So this is kind of a little shaman-like, unfortunately, at least for Tucker from his point of view.
So they slowly start to lower the bed a bit. Oh geez, I used the Doom dice, not my dice. It's fine.
That's why it was that's why Brooks' roll worked, probably.
Yeah!
Oh.
Oh, there was one more?
No!
Oh, okay.
This is what Liar's doing. Rick
Oh,
is never
okay.
anyone but a frightened patient right now. That's fine.
Same with Tucker.
And we're just gonna ignore those 2 ones for reasons.
Okay.
As Liar calmly walks up to the Crawdon, and their horns are glowing, and they headbutt into them and send them into the wall.
Liar,
What?
no!
And they just knock them out. The Crawdon falls flat with the bed.
Not onto Liar. Ideally. There we go. I forgot how far he falls forward. Tucker actually kind of like does a little bit of a jump when Liar does that attack. Not expecting that from Liar at that time.
Liar looks at Tucker, just giving their most innocent and semi-naive smile. Burke opens his mouth, then shrugs. Well, he's not violent anymore? Liar nods in concurrence. You're a young man.
Well, Liar, I didn't expect that out of you.
They shrug a bit. Alamayan, you since till Indra.
Tucker kind of nods a little bit, maybe even kind of understanding what Liar is sort of trying to indicate.
Yeah, we tried to calm him down, and then he wasn't calming down all the way. You took him out in a nice, safe way. So, good work.
They nod, though they seem a little regretful at how hard they managed to hit the Crawdon. But also, type advantage.
Tucker kind of reassures him and goes like,
It's okay. I'm just glad he didn't hit his head again. It looks pretty hurt.
honestly, an abdomen hit is probably much safer for this.
So
for this
a
Pokemon.
Chansey slowly pokes their head out from behind a toppled over desk. Is it safe? Oh no, they're hurt again. Oh wait, I have a better voice for this. Oh no, they're hurt again, don't you know? Oh boy. Well, better get that patched up.
Tucker kind of nods to the nurse and goes like,
we're happy to help. I think that was help.
Well, thank you, whoever you are. Oh god, now I'm just all over the place. That voice. Come on, let's get out of here before we get in trouble, Brooke says, and looks at the Chansey. Maybe you should tie him down. Oh, well, we did, you see, but, maybe we need to bring out chains. God, I can't do a Bostonian accent. Why?
Oh, I thought we were going Scottish.
No, I was trying to do a Bostonian accent!
I thought we were going kindly
Oh,
Scottish
wow.
nurse.
It's fine. I'll go with that. If that's what it is, I'll go with it. Because apparently I can't. Apparently.
I think it was a great accent regardless.
Well, Rita is going to walk up to Lyre and sort of look them over for any injuries.
Liar is totally fine.
Rita lets out a little sigh. It was very unwise of you to run in like that, Lyre. Don't do that again.
At least not without backup.
Tucker adds.
No, don't do that.
Tucker kind of flop ears at the slight argument. But says something else.
It
Liar
is very
frowns.
dangerous.
Liar frowns a bit and side eyes Rita. Ryan, an inland Rita. Your woman sin and in virtus. And here found it's here.
Do I get a sense of what that means?
Effectively, they seem to be chiding you. Is what you get. You tell him, Brooke says, and begins ushering Lyra at the door.
As they leave, Tucker can't help but add,
Well, I think he handled that pretty well. I think Lyre handled that pretty well, personally.
he does actually seem legitimately kind of impressed with like the de-escalation attempt, and then when that didn't work, a decisive way of ending the fight, ending the violence. That is exactly how Tucker would handle it. So,
Oh no, that was always Lyra intention. You just don't... Like, as characters, you don't know it, but that's always the thing that Liar was going to do if they didn't just, like, fall asleep from aromatherapy.
Fair, but he still tried to de-escalate before attacking, which is, again, Tucker agrees with that, regardless of the exact nuances of the motive.
Ryder lingers for a moment, staring at the Crawdon, before catching up with the group.
The Chansey is already starting to tend to them. Rook looks at Ryder. You're acting really odd lately. Oh, sorry. You're acting really oddly. If you've got something to tell me, we can talk later.
There is nothing of concern.
Ralph looks entirely relieved when you all come out. Burke says, I'll be the judge of that, and leaves it at that. The Chansey finally taking care of Officer Magneton. Swirly eyes.
Tucker fills in Ralph on what happened in there. Making sure to point out Liar was pretty cool, basically.
However, it is late enough that Liar needs to get back to the hotel for their date.
Well, that's fine. Now Liar has a date story that he can tell in his foreign language.
Neo Crimson Liar would probably speak Gaelic.
I can see it. Makes sense.
But yes, y'all basically know where the shaman is at this point.
Do we?
So-
did we get a specific, like, they got moved to this place?
No, but they did get moved, and it's unlikely that they got moved to somewhere you do not have the info for.
True, it narrows it down. It's like,
They
it's
got
not this
moved for their
place,
own
so.
safety, which means they probably got moved to the other hospital that Brooke has the address for.
Good night, Reese. A fair caps locked Boston ain't, don't you know? Source, I'm a Wisconsinite living in Boston. Wait,
I'm sorry, Fair.
is it what's? Hold on a second.
I tried, okay? I couldn't remember how.
You confused me for a second because I was like, wait, Boston's not in Wisconsin. And I was like, I had to double check though because I was like, then again, I've never been in that part of the states. No, it was Massachusetts. Okay.
But anyway, I assume y'all head back to the hotel.
There's been a fair amount of, especially for Tucker, a lot of walking around for one day. Though honestly,
No
everybody's done a lot of things. You know what? If they get, I assume it's an uneventful trip back at this point.
Yes, nothing happens on your way back to the hotel. Liar does, however, go off with Jocelyn, who's actually waiting in front of the hotel by the time you return.
Oh, cute. Also, if there was like a moment of downtime, Tucker would have probably like touched Liar up, like, oh, here, if there was like any resource, like, oh, here, let me give you like perfume or something.
Liar knows aromatherapy. Why would
That's
they
true.
need
He has
perfume?
his own perfume. They have their own perfume.
It's funny that Ryda feels the need to keep their attempted murder from Brooke, the member of Team Cheer with the most intentional kills.
Who said they were hiding it from you? Though. Ryda seeing Jocelyn picking up Wire, Ryda approaches them very skeptically, sort of looking them up and down.
Could I help you? Are you a friend of Liar's?
What are your intentions with him?
We was just gonna go out for a bite.
Where to?
This is Lyre's, guardian, Bird whispers.
I see.
Or, oh, I see.
We was just going to go to a local food place. Nowhere terribly far. Just somewhere nice.
Whispering to Johnson. Okay, I wasn't sure who that was to, actually.
Yeah, it was whispering to Jocelyn. I could
Okay.
tell.
I expect Lyre to be back before morning rise, understand?
Of course, of course. I don't have any untoward intents, as it were. Brooke, you can vouch for me, right? I'm a stand-up frog.
Lyre's giggling.
In addition to whatever Brooks says, Tucker also speaks up and just expresses to Rita.
Johnson's a stand-up croc. He's one of the arena champions. Probably the nicest one, I'd say.
Oh, well, ain't you a sweet pup?
Tucker does a little smile, a little blep.
Besides, I can't be out terribly late. I've got an important meeting tomorrow. If Brooke is still available, of course.
I'll wait for a thing.
You got it, Brooke grins.
Very well then. Take care, Lyre.
Jocelyn nods and takes Lyre out into the city.
Half expected Johnson to show up with like a little bow tie or something to look nice.
I didn't get to say it, but Jocelyn had like a little tuxedo top on.
Aw,
Mm.
that's great.
He ditched like his gladiator toga getup and actually wore something nice.
Oh right, because he always did that. He was always doing the toga thing before. I
Yeah.
remember that now. Well, yeah, honest. Oh, that sounds adorable. A crocodile, a little tux. Yes, that is a good thought.
You hear, artist? You got something to draw.
Oh no. There's many things that could be drawn from this episode.
Yes, including things with thighs.
You have a bias. So, it's not that I don't, but also you're being very obvious about it.
I'm just teasing. I'm not that obsessive.
I'm picturing that going through a really goth teenager phase with Ryan.
I just thought it'd be
exasperated.
funny to make a running joke.
Fine. Oh, goodness. Right. So we can go a little longer and do the thing that I rushed to prepare just a little bit, and may or may not have been preparing in the background this whole time. Or we could stop now.
Well, if you feel like you'd like to spend more time on that thing you kind of rushed together, then
Yeah, you put all that effort in. Might as well, you know.
No, what I'm saying is, if you've rushed it together and you want more time to like refine it, then we can wait
No,
till next
it's
episode.
fine.
But-
It's fine. It's not rush coupled together. It's just like, oh, I probably should have been working on this sooner. And y'all have given me plenty of time to be able to do things.
Well, I'll be down to continue.
When fixed by Mike before anything super major happens, says Kyrio. I think my BF wants to get dinner.
Okay. Then
Okay.
we can start the next day, which this may be useful because this will give us possibly Ralph back and maybe more investigator times. also means I might be able to do a bit more with that thing that Jocelyn was going to take you to, even though I'm going to put too much info in it that doesn't necessarily need to be there.
I mean, that's part of the fun, right?
I have a world-building addiction, and you can't stop me.
Listen, we all have our
Understandable.
addictions, as been made clear today.
Okay, look. I restrained making comment earlier about Charmeleon and Seismic Toss.
Wait, can Charmeleon learn that? I don't think so. I don't know, actually.
I know Charizard can.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
But,
I actually gotta wonder if the handler to champion is themselves a good battler. That's actually a decent question.
Oh, I'm sure they could. I'm sure they could provide a decent fight. I'm sure he's got some chops. Ha 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 ha. In before they use actual karate chop move.
Anything for Gen 1 with arms can learn it. Is that the general rule of Seismic
Wait,
Toss?
really? To be fair, I don't recall encountering it as a TM very often.
Was it ever a TM? It was TM19, Generation 1. Okay.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, you kind of are right though. I just looked at the list of like Pokemon learned by move leveling up. It's kind of a small list. It's mostly fighting type. It's entirely fighting types and Pizzer for Gen 1. But by TM, oh my gosh, it's like everything. Okay, you're kind of right.
So Karate Chop or Seismic Toss?
Seismic Toss, I'm looking up.
Oh, okay. Karate Chop confused me because I was like, I don't recall ever seeing that as a TM, even though it probably is. But Seismic Toss is a prominent TM. You get it like around the second gym, I think.
Also, can confirm Karate Chop has never been a TM.
Okay.
The Matchup line, the Mankey line, that's it for Gen 1.
Ah.
But yeah, Seismic Toss by TM, almost everyone. Like, Mr. Mime can learn it. I mean, like,
Wow.
I don't know. It does seem to be any Pokemon with arms, as Typer basically said.
Just
Yeet.
basically able to do the fastball special.
That is insane. I never realized it was such a prolific move.
Yeah, it's just one of those moves that, for some reason, a lot of Pokemon can learn it. Kind of like how everything can learn Toxic.
Or Strength, for instance, another good one, as an
Yeah.
example.
Right. So everyone earn your 2 XP.
Okay. I'll add it for, does Ralph get some? Does Cardboard
Yes,
Cutout get some? Okay.
Let's give Ralph some.
Alright, I'll do it.
Keep it fair.
It would be kind of an extra little... You know, it's not his fault he's not here, so
Mhm.
it can't be mean.
Y'all
Encounter.
didn't get anything for that encounter, because that was basically all Liar, but Liar will get 4 XP in the background.
Liar's the only one that got successes, basically, so yeah, I that's fair.
To be fair, Brooke did manage a success, but it wasn't terribly much of a battle of either the social or combat kind.
I also beat Ryder socially!
Wow.
That was between players,
You
and I know
won
you're
this
just trying to
battle.
get more XP, so...
Also, I had fun in this session because I had a chance. Tucker got to show his sass side again. Because I don't know if you noticed, but he was like, "Yeah, well, right. Well, I think Liar was cool." Like, you know.
Well, yeah.
And in the end, Liar gets to go get some, but not really, because Jocelyn is a gentle rock.
Well, he does get to get some food with Jocelyn, so that he gets that.
Liar gets to go get some food. No, it's fine.
It's fine,
Kyrio.
Kyrio.
These things happen.
If you need further help with mic testing, just hit me up, Kyrio. I can help you out on that, like,
Yep.
as a listener. Also, if you, I don't know, are having trouble getting a new mic, let me know. I can probably help with that too.
Yep. And thank you all for making this a wonderful and highly amusing session. Hopefully, we will have Tubby with us because I really don't want him to miss 2 sessions in a row.
Yeah, that would be a real shame if he misses that. We'll see what happens. It really all depends on his work, and honestly, we don't usually know until it's the week of. His work schedule stuff. So.
Unfortunately, it does seem like his work might. I can't confirm this, but his work might do what mine does, which is they do it week by week instead of doing it 2 weeks at once.
Yeah, it as far as I've talked to him a little bit more about his work, I think it is indeed that sort of schedule. And they're also, it's a mix of a skeleton crew situation and we will got to have somebody, you need to fill this ship sort of thing is going on. From what I understand, his team isn't like all terrible people or anything. It's not like it's a manager. It's just like the franchise is the problem more than the store.
That's understandable. Also, thank you, audience, for being here and enjoying our shenanigans today. And hopefully we will get on to more and perhaps her word salad. All right, yep, I'm done DMing for the night.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Thank you, audience, for joining us and watching. It's been very great. Glad to have you here. Those of you who are here in stream chat and those of you just watching on YouTube, all is appreciated.
Very true. All views help. So I always appreciate anybody coming by to watch, whether it's live or after the fact. It still helps immensely, supporting the channel, letting me continue to do this as my career. Every little bit helps. So thank you very much for the support. And I'm happy we got through this. We had a good flow. We had a good flow with just 3 voices. I'm pretty happy about that. Again,
I like the fact that Ryda's starting to become just this parent figure now for Liar and also just in general because they had the Rowlet moment.
I didn't have a moment to interject, but when Ryda was basically just being overprotective parent towards like Jocelyn's date, Tucker would have been given Ryda a bit of a side eye, like, geez, a little controlling much, aren't you?
I mean, we just watched Liar walk into a very dangerous situation.
And
concern is understandable.
And handle it. Yeah, Tucker was concerned too, but honestly, Tucker walked away very impressed from that situation. So I was like, maybe
more concerned. Oh no, he's danger prone.
Tucker will still be protective of Liar, but like, she's kind of let Liar kind of do what Liar wishes. Like Liar clearly is smarter than, you know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to communicate with them, so it's hard to communicate with them, so it's hard to like figure them out or figure out what they know and what they don't know and what they're gonna do. But yeah, Tucker's kind of learned that Liar seems to know what he's doing sometimes. Just, you know, at least when it comes to like violent Pokemon, I guess. A vigilante and a parrot.
Just overprotective.
Kyrio says a vigilante and a parrot. Ryder really tried to speedrun the Batman experience. But yes, thank you all for joining. I'm gonna honestly, sorry, I've been kind of feeling a little smashed. I guess it's good that we have the stream a little shorter. A good session all the same. You know, it doesn't have to be long to be a good session. So, thank you very much to Karserus for being a lovely DM as always and doing lovely voices as always. And yeah, and everyone else for joining in. I guess I'll be heading off the call and closing this game. So, good night to y'all, YouTube. We will see you all again in 2 weeks with Here's Hoping, unless something goes wrong, but hopefully nothing will. And we'll try to get Tubby back, of course, if we can. So, see you all for episode 113, which I hope doesn't have anything bad happen into it, considering there's a 13 there. We'll see, though. But yes, good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.